Oh, that is the
Got
thing
it.
that we love. It's always so nice to be verified that we're recording. Welcome to the Shall We Football podcast. I'm going to continue on this because Zoom decided to tell us we were recording. This is our Yelling at Experts series, the Shall We Football running back redraft rankings with Justin Lampkin. Shall We Football podcast episode 21, season 2, episode 21. Coming up, we have a big welcome to Justin Lampkin. Joining us this evening from Seattle as we yell at experts, we share our running back sleepers, busts, breakouts, and argue loudly about our running back rankings. Justin is a dynamic operator of clock management fantasy football. The website is clock.management for fantasy rankings and articles. Is there a .com there, AJ?
There isn't. I struggled with this myself in my 30 seconds of research, and I there is no com. No org nor gov.
Can you re-enunciate the one you said there?
Nope, you keep going.
Okay, good. YouTube, Clock Management. He has loads of excellent content. He spares no expense in the budget. Massive budget at Clock Management. On Twitter, at Management Clock. You can get at him on the twitter.com. He has no personal social media accounts.
Flawless.
Which I respect at a very high level.
Execution.
Absolutely.
Well done, Justin. Well done. As with many of our enchanting guests, Justin is an invitee to the illustrious Scott Fishbowl Charity Fantasy League this year. We are not there yet, but we haven't reached that level. Justin, please talk to us about the Pace Charity League you're also involved with.
This is I love this thing, Justin. This is absolutely fabulous. Plug every little bit of this and let our listeners know what they can do if they can.
No, that's awesome. Perfect segue, actually, because me and Jay the Plug put this together. Me and him were both creating something similar to this, and then we were kind of in the same circle and started talking to each other, started working together, decided to make this charity league. PACE stands for Plug and Clock Experience. You can go to my Twitter, our Instagram. We have an Instagram that's Pace League. And there's a link there where you can donate because all proceeds go to charity for this thing. But in the league, we have quite a collection of individuals. We have some fantasy football people, I guess you could say, from NFL Network. We got Michael Florio and Marcus Grant. We have Andy Holloway from the Fantasy Footballers in it. We have a couple actual football players. We have Danny Woodhead, who's in the league. Tight end. I hear he's pretty decent, named Darren Waller. He joined our league, so that was pretty cool of him.
Heard of that guy, I think.
Yeah. I'm still trying to convince everyone in the league not to draft him and just see how far he lets himself fall in the draft.
That would be tremendous.
Oh, I love it.
That's a great plan.
I love it.
And then we also have Coach Hugh Jackson, not Wolverine, the former coach of the Browns.
The greatest showman.
Yeah, and he is hilarious. There's videos of him and Andy Holloway going back and forth already, which is just classic. But then just to make things even crazier, we got a couple rappers involved in this thing.
Okay.
So we got this guy, Young Cash, who signed to Nappy Boy Entertainment, which is T-Pain's record label. So, of course, we also got T-Pain to join the league as well, which is pretty awesome. So he's recorded some videos for us as well. He has. Wow. This is the first time he's ever played fantasy football. He says he's going to just smash buttons.
So tremendous.
Yeah, that's really cool.
One of the funnier humans alive is T-Pain.
Yeah, he's just an awesome human being. Just super cool guy. And yeah, so we're just going to make video content around this as well. Interactions between these people because it's such a strange group of people.
Eclectic.
Put it all out there for everyone's enjoyment.
So how can people donate to this lovely cause?
Yeah, so there's a link that I have actually at the top of my Twitter. Jay the Plug also has it on his Twitter. Also, if you go to the Pace League on Instagram, we have a link that's just in the bio there. It's at Spot Fund Me. You can also just go to spotfund.com and search for Pace League, and it'll come up. And each one of us chose a charity. Whoever wins, all the money goes to the charity of the winner. So I'm actually representing the Green Beret Foundation. I work with Special Forces unit in the Army, and so that they support Special Forces soldiers. And obviously that means all the money's going to the Green Beret Foundation because I'm going to win this thing. So I'm excited for them.
Right.
There you go.
Damn
Attaboy.
right.
Good stuff. Noble Calls. That is at Management Clock on twitter.com. That link is in his Twitter bio. Justin, thanks for being around, bud. We appreciate
I'm happy
you.
to be here.
Yeah, he's going to attempt a pronunciation game at the end. The vaunted, daunting pronunciation game.
I'm glad he has this for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad you have 3 screens going. You're going to need all of them.
I'm not even going to attempt to cheat on it. I'm just going to enjoy the how horrible I am at this.
Let's just roll through it.
Finally,
we will present our McCorkle Award for our episode MVP because Michael McCorkle Jones is everyone's MVP. And FYI to our listeners, AJ creates archaic PowerPoint presentations that I read sight unseen. Don't see any of this beforehand for the entertainment of guests and ourselves. And as scripts, actually, which I sometimes follow and most of the time don't.
We just read.
Yeah. This is sort of unnecessary, but I'm going to continue doing it. Jokes and laughs throughout the show, often related to these presentations. If you would like to see the visual aspect of the show, check out our YouTube channel as well. That's Shall We Football. We're all very nice boys, spelled B-O-I-Z.
Love that.
Meow like a cat.
Perfect.
Oh. Quiet on the set. We'll edit this out. Don't worry. Happy birthday to you.
We got to pick up the
Happy
voice.
birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Justin. Happy birthday to you. Thanks, Mr. Justin, for all the things you've done.
I don't know.
The battles that you've won, the way you deal with U.S. Steel and our problems by the ton. We thank you so much, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Just do it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Justin. Get in line. Get in line.
Justin.
Happy birthday to you. Ryan?
Thank you. I can now retire from politics after having had the birthday sang to me in such a sweet way, is what JFK said.
It's now time to clap.
Marilyn Monroe probably.
Would you clap? Jesus Christ, Ryan.
Bravo.
So Justin's birthday was on July
amazing.
5th. By the way, that is verbatim the Marilyn Monroe rendition. In perfect
as you
pitch.
guys were singing it, I was envisioning Marilyn Monroe.
She sounded just like that.
Yeah.
It was minus the fellatio that was allegedly happening in the Oval Office. Allegedly. Yeah. Justin, these are the rules. This is how we do things here. Not allowed to make friends. Human decency and puns not tolerated. Name calling is required. Do not wait until people are done talking to opine. We most certainly will not. My name is Ryan, and I left my sunroof open during a storm a week ago. I've had to Febreze my cloth seats ever since. Keep it brisk. I have a tiny baby gavel, and I'm not afraid to bang. I'm talking about an actual hammer, folks. Anything in your heads. No rules, just right. Outback Steakhouse. So, gentlemen, shall we football?
Yeah, it's probably about time.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I did leave my sunroof open. It was unfortunate. Our surprise boys of the year in running backs, aka breakout stars. The listeners may have forgotten we were talking about running backs on this episode of Shall We Football. Our intro was excessive.
I say
AJ's is Damian Harris. Tell us why.
our intro was just right. Damian Harris. Yeah. So to the point, Damian Harris. This to me is dependent on if Cam Newton relinquishes the job to our beloved McCorkle Jones. If he relinquishes that job to our beloved McCorkle Jones, that means a lot of those end zone carries are now up for grabs. A lot of those, I just think he's that substantially better of a player than Sony Michel, than the rest of that backfield. Not only their touches to go around, and this is highly dependent on Cam Newton eventually sitting. But if he does, I think this would be, if that's the case, the largest jump from output last year to output this year. And not to mention, if it gets lost in this, he is a phenomenal player. He's a 5-star player coming out of high school, Alabama running back. Say no more. And I think that just given more opportunity, PFF had him in the 90s. He was one of the top 7 backs graded, I believe. Which, take that for what it's worth, but those numbers that's really high for a player. So I think that if he gets the opportunity, and if McCorkle Jones starts and that opportunity is had, Ryan Colt.
Let's go Justin first. It's his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. I didn't know.
Oh, thank you. So AJ, I do disagree with you, though. I do think that Saquon will have a bigger jump in points from last year to this year.
I see you did. I see that.
But the player I'm going to go with actually is Michael Carter, which I also think will have a pretty big jump from last year to this year, as he's a rookie. But I think Michael Carter is on a team with very little competition in the running back field, and he's also on an offense that people have just avoided, the last few years. People don't like the Jets. It's not a sexy offense to go with, but they have a whole new coaching regime there, new quarterback. Like it's a new team. It's not the same Jets that we're used to seeing. I expect them to be a little bit better, and if they can implement any of the aspects from the 49ers, hopefully it's the run game, and the coaching staff can bring that along with them, and he'll be the beneficiary.
I feel like we're having the same thing as what happened last week, because I want to yell, but I don't. I literally had Michael Carter here, and my last draft of this, I erased that because I have another rookie later on, and I was like, I don't want to go too rookie heavy here, so I deleted Michael Carter, put up Damian Harris. But absolutely, I think Michael Carter is perfect.
They have an actual John Deere tractor at left tackle and Kai back as well.
Right?
So
they really do.
Helps.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
Colt, your guy.
My guy. I'm gonna give just like a 2-piece here. One upper tier. I'm going all in on Joe Mixon this year. This is the year he puts it all together. The touches, the receptions. Gio's gone. Joe Burrow, if he stays healthy, I think Mixon could have came back last year, but it was a lost season, so why rush him back? So I gotta say, Mixon burned me last year, but I am back to the well on him this year. But my biggest guy, we touched on him before we started recording, was Javonte Williams. The hype train is starting to really gather some steam. Beat reporters think he will outtouch Melvin Gordon this year. So there's a lot of buzz on Javonte Williams. Great player, badass back out of UNC. Contact balance.
Joe Mixon in the exact same spot as you guys do in my rankings.
Yeah, I'm huge on Mixon, but I think Javonte Williams, I definitely need to move him up the rankings, like we touched on earlier too. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
I like that. I'm going to go with Thurman Thomas.
Oh, what?
that'll be an even bigger jump. I think that'll be a bigger jump in points.
I really think Clyde Edwards-Helaire had poised himself by the end of last year to really catch up to NFL speed. He was a little out of his depth at the beginning of the season last year, and in that offense, he's going to just rack up everything that you can think of. So he will be a steady, maybe not a big surprise, but he will have a major jump in what he is capable of doing.
I'm about that too, man. Great value in him this year where he's going.
Yeah.
Thurman Thomas.
Yeah, I think most people get upset because they drafted him in the first round last year. Now they've been scorned by him. So so now you see his value falling this year because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to put that recency bias aside.
Yeah, Colt
And
drafted him one pick before I drafted Alvin Kamara. And it worked out a little
Ouch.
better.
And
for me.
and still
And Colt won the
Colt
championship.
still won
Yeah.
the championship.
Nice. I drafted Dalvin Cook, who I was huge on last year with with the second pick in our draft.
Yeah.
gosh.
And it worked out great until the championship week.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Disappointment boys, aka busts of Orenthal James Simpson.
So this is I apologize for the pun. It's more of a visual pun. This is because OJ Simpson is a disappointment, but that is also a bust.
Orenthal.
So I have Cam Akers here. This is a darling by everybody I have come into contact with on the tweeters. Everybody love him. Lots of people love him. Cam Akers is another Damian Harris, huge high school star, just jacked with all the physical tools. But that's not all it takes to succeed in the NFL. So Cam Akers lies here. And I love Darrell Henderson. I love me some Darrell Henderson. Again,
As do I.
PFF, top 10 player. Again, take it for what it's worth. He's not in the 30s. So Cam Akers here. I don't know, what do we think we see in the offense can be trotted out there with Matt Stafford at the helm? We're going to see changes in philosophy. I think they're going to say, Matt, what do you want to do? Okay, that's fine. But I don't know. I may the value, just like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the value may end up meeting in terms of where he falls towards like the beginning of the season in fantasy back rankings and redraft here. But I think the hype train is rolling a little too hard right now. It was kind of hard to find a bust.
I do too.
It was a little tough to
Yeah.
find a bust, but that's where I
Yeah.
went with this.
People are so high on Cam Akers too. That's a little surprising, actually.
No, yeah, I completely agree with you. Michael Florio, I know he has him as I want to say his running back 5.
Big
at
fan
least
of the
he
West
did.
Virginia Mountaineers is Mike
Ooh.
Florio.
Yeah, so
I'm a
I
big fan of his.
yeah, I have him quite a bit lower than that. So I don't have him as an
Yeah.
RB1.
No, there's upside with him. Stafford's the quarterback. And think of the way that McVay used Gurley a couple years ago. He had a lot of work in the receiving game. If Cam Akers gets that, top 10 easy, in my opinion. But I don't know, man.
But I don't think they need to anymore. They
I don't
needed
either.
to do that
Nope.
with Todd Gurley. That's
Yeah.
why they brought in a quarterback, is because they don't
Right.
want to have to be dependent on that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm not trusting
Yeah.
too. Like
And
I'm
I
not
love
I'm
their
not
wide
taking
receivers.
I'm not taking Cam Akers in the first round personally. If that's
Yeah.
where he's going, I'll pass. I'll probably pivot to a Tyreek Hill or somebody like that, or a Kelsey if that's where I am on the draft board.
So Justin,
makes-
where are you with this one?
Yeah, I have him as my RB13, so I have him outside the top 12 running
Mhm.
backs. I'm he's way too high, and he's only going to get pushed higher before the season starts.
Yeah, I like
yeah.
I like that slot, and I like where I like where we have him. It's starting to meet the value where it could be palatable for me, but we all know that's not where he's going to go.
We're thinking running back 2 in this podcast, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's where I have him.
High end RB2 is what is
Yeah.
my vision.
I'd probably draft him mid-second round if he
Yeah.
fell there.
Yeah,
So
I'd take that.
Colt, with that said, who is your disappointment boy?
Oh goodness, my disappointment boy. I'm teetering on a couple here that I really wanted to talk about, and one of them is one of my darling fantasy players. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to go Mike Davis because all right, the value is there for him. He's an offseason winner like Myles Gaskin. Not a lot of competition for touches, but Atlanta is not really a run-heavy team. Mike Davis did pretty damn well in McCaffrey's absence last year for a few weeks. Then he started to tail off. He started to get a little dinged up. He kept playing. But if you look at his opening schedule, it is pretty brutal. So they have a bye week 6, and in that opening schedule, if this machine has ever loaded properly, not quite, but they face the Tampa Bay defense. I can't remember off the top of my head, but
Let's
it's going
not
to be a
forget
rough
that Falcons defense is so bad that they're
Right.
not going to be able to run the football.
game script. Exactly. So the first 5 weeks are really tough defensive fronts. And then there's a bye week 6. So people who are, cashing in on these high end wide receivers in the first couple rounds and like, oh, I can pick up Mike Davis, might be disappointed to start the season with.
Yeah, their
You're-
schedule is the Titans, Dolphins, Browns, Eagles, Bucks, Giants,
Okay.
Rough.
Okay. There's a couple
Yeah.
soft ones in there, but
but not too many. I mean, Browns
no.
very improved. Titans are pretty good on defense. Bucks
Yeah,
amazing.
as far as-
Giants very improved.
Yeah. The Bucks are going to be running into a wall. I mean, he's just going to be running into Vita Vea.
Mhm.
Yep.
Justin,
Justin, who you got?
I do want to say
Exactly.
though, there's one thing. So I got a couple notes. I actually like Mike Davis, because Todd Gurley, the Atlanta, when they got into the red zone, Todd Gurley was touching the ball 75% of the time.
Vulture alert.
Oh,
Yeah,
Vulture
and-
alert.
okay.
So he's going to get touchdowns, I think. And then also Mike
Okay.
Davis was one of the more consistent backs at catching the ball. Like
He was.
he catches the ball very well. So I think he could get involved in the passing game, especially because they don't have they're going to be down. They're going to be throwing the ball. So in PPR, I think he's a little bit better of a play.
Mm-hmm.
Are you concerned about anyone taking him off the field in that third down role with who they have? I'm not.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have anyone. I was shocked that they only brought him in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the guy I have is I mean, Twitter is probably going to crucify me after this, but it's Najee
I love
Harris.
this. Yes.
Oh, I was going to pick Najee
Yes.
Harris too.
Yeah,
Go there.
people are
Please go
in
there.
love with Najee Harris. I mean, he's a great player, and none of my faults with him for fantasy are him. It's their
Nope.
team.
Yep.
I think their offensive line is in shambles. It's not.
Stinks.
Yeah, people talk about how they've produced top running backs for X amount of years out of the last X amount of years, but they haven't done that in, 4 years now. And their offensive line has steadily gotten worse each year. So he's going to be a rookie running back coming into, with Big Ben back there, who they're going to want to protect. That's going to be the thing. Keep Big Ben healthy. It's not, run block for Najee Harris. It's keep Big Ben on his feet. So I don't think that he's going to be put in a prime situation to produce. People are drafting him in the top 10 as their top 10 running back, like in the top 10 running backs. That's insane to me.
Oh, we should call
AJ, how does
this
that make
we
you
should
feel?
call this clapping for experts.
Yeah.
I've had no desire to yell whatsoever, but I've clapped a number of times.
I'm surprised you're not upset by the Najee.
No,
Harris.
no, I'm
Disappointing
glad.
for you.
I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm glad someone is bringing this back down to earth because it is off the rails. The hype
Right.
train for Harris is off the rails, and
I said this when he got drafted, folks.
I love him as a player. Like if he
exactly.
were, he's an outstanding player. It's just, it's not the prime situation people are acting like it. They're drafting him at his ceiling.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I could not agree more with that in terms of the hype. Now, the hype train could very well be met and exceeded. It could also, I would not be surprised, and I think it is equally as likely that the shit hits the fan for his drafters in the coming months. Ryan, who you got?
I was going to say Najee Harris as well. So
Oh,
it kind of stole my
I want to yell
thunder.
at you.
I know. Can I go with Trent Richardson again?
Yeah. So we've got Thurman Thomas and Trent Richardson. Okay, Ryan, we're cooking. Let's go.
Nighttime boys, aka sleepers. AJ picked up Javonte Williams as his sleeper.
Yeah, it's a real cop out. I'll just leave it there. We can. The real fucking cop out. Justin, who you got? Spit some fire.
Okay, I'm looking at my rankings, see who I have ranked like really high above consensus. I could go right back to the well with Michael Carter. I have him super high, but give me a second. One of you go. Let me look at my rankings real quick.
Colt, go for it.
Colt, blast away.
I'm doing the same thing he is. I want to double check something. Sleeper.
Ryan,
Okay.
Ryan, quick.
Yikes. Bo Jackson.
Hey.
Thurman Thomas.
Thurman Thomas again.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I wanted to reference my ranks too real quick. Let's see.
How about Antonio Gibson for me?
I know that's
Sleeper?
Yeah, well, yeah. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Put your gavel away. I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll allow it, I guess. Yeah, I mean,
He's going to get a lot of touches.
he is. He's just like that hype train. I mean, he could have easily been in my based on value. He could have been in busts. He could be in sleepers.
Yeah,
he could potentially be in breakouts if he skyrockets. There's a lot of guys like that.
He got so few touches at Memphis, and from the running back position, he was an athlete at Memphis. He didn't do a whole lot of out of the backfield running. And then last year he was still super raw as a running back, and this time around he's kind of another Clyde Edwards-Helaire type situation in an offense that is going to rely heavily on him, much more heavily than the Chiefs rely on Edwards-Helaire because of all the weapons around him. The Redskins have some dudes, but Curtis Samuel and Terry McLaurin aren't Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Thus, Antonio Gibson may have a little bigger year than Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
I found mine.
Let's go.
All right, it's Chris Carson.
Love that.
Yeah.
I just
Oklahoma
want to
State.
clap some more. I want to clap more.
Always undervalued.
Absolutely.
performed.
And
Clap
I
for
just had to
Chris.
check the ECR. I'm like, I know I have him higher, but how much higher? And I have him. His expert ranking is 34. ADP's 35. I have him as 18. So
I'm at 15.
nice. Yeah, I love it because
We have a 15.
yeah, I think Seattle is going more like they tried to let Russ cook last year, and you saw at the end of the season that wasn't going well, and they started to go back to the run. And I think that's what they want to do is get more of an evenly balanced approach, get back to that. So I think we'll see more of Chris Carson again this year.
I love the
the
Gabe
pick.
Jackson signing. I think that's going to be really big for him. That is one of the biggest humans to ever play the game of football.
Their offensive line, they've been producing in horrible offensive line, and they've definitely improved. So, which it wasn't hard to do, but
low bar, real low bar. Colt, what do you got?
I'm gonna go out on a limb a little bit here. I feel like, and Zach Moss. I'm gonna go with Zach Moss.
That's tasty.
I think so. We all know Josh Allen's the RB1 in the offense, but they went pass heavy last year, and in my opinion, they're not going to continue to win games on his arm alone and or legs. They're going to have to start becoming a little more balanced of a run offense. And Zach Moss is a pretty damn good player.
He missed line's not good, and they brought them all back.
They brought them all back. The tackles are good. The interior is rough, but they signed that. They sure have a lot of faith because they signed him for Boku bucks.
Yeah. So all those things considered, it's not the best situation. I was listening to Ian Hartitz the other night on his podcast about the looking at Singletary and Zach Moss. And one thing that he brought up really well that Moss was really good at that Singletary's not is pass protection. So I feel like he'll be on the field a little more. And also I think he's the goal line back number 2. I don't see Singletary involved in the red zone very much, but I feel like Moss will have the opportunity at those goal line carries, and he'll be in more critical situations. I mean, Singletary's a great player too. He's got that like weeble wobble thing where he just doesn't fall down. He just bounces around, and Javante's got that thing too.
You're doing weebling. We're doing wobbling.
That's sweet.
Exactly.
Sweet wobble.
And then I want to just put an honorable mention to Wayne Gallman. I think everyone's forgetting about Wayne Gallman, and I don't think he's a phenomenal player, but all the Trey Sermon hype is through the roof. And Shanahan, he's not going to just give Trey Sermon the workload if Mostert goes down, when Mostert goes down.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
15 running backs in that room.
Is
They,
it-
they got to spread the wealth.
I'm a 49er fan, and I'm sure there's going to be a running back in the game at some point who I have no idea who it is.
Yeah. So
Probably.
quick. So you're a 49ers fan. What is happening in that running back room?
Well, I think that he's studied the Patriots, like they've been winning for generations, right? At this point. And every year a running back wanted to get paid, they sent them somewhere else. They're like, why would we pay you when we can hire 3 guys at a discount?
I mean,
And get
why
the same
are
production.
they all dying? Why do they all
that
keep
part.
getting
Okay.
hurt?
I thought you meant the lack of one
I'm
running back.
so confused why we often reference that whoever the veterinarian was that looked at Tyrod Taylor a year or so ago is the same guy who is now cooking for these folks in the Bay Area.
Yeah, I have no idea, but I would love to know what's happening there, because it is just, it hurts. I literally tweeted out like right before camp started. I was like, for the first time in what seems like 20 years, there's no one on the 49ers injury report. Later that day, who was it that tore their Achilles like later that day? And
I'm sure Raheem Mostert is in the process of tearing.
Yeah, I felt so guilty afterwards. I'm like, yeah, that was definitely my fault.
Back to the rankings.
To the rankings.
Colt, tell us your rules for ranking, please. Contextualize this bitch.
These rankings are for half point PPR, redraft, 6 point per passing touchdown QB league.
Raucous.
That's how we roll.
1 through 10, Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Ezekiel Elliott, Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, Joe Mixon, Austin Eckler. Colt, would you like to include your nicknames?
My nicknames, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Love that one. Big fan of Home Improvement when I was a kid. Johnny T.
Real quick, Justin, Colt is actually 67 years old.
And still has a
Yes.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas bowl cut.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Like after
I
the
just
show,
hide
you
it.
got to let me see your JTT tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on there. It's
Yeah.
on there. Yeah. I called in a favor and I got a signature from him, and I just tattooed his signature. It was like, love your buddy, JTT.
Yeah,
I know.
it's right here.
I know I'm old because I was at a club at one point, and I got my flip phone autographed by DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I love that so very
That's
much.
cool.
Both parts of that story age me.
Yeah. I liked every
So,
syllable of it, though.
Justin, we want your thoughts here about the rankings, not the picture.
Okay, I thought you meant
No, not the turtles having sex. We just
Okay.
want the rankings.
Gotcha. Tons of opinions on both of them, so it's important that you specify.
Yeah.
Right.
So last year I was huge on Dalvin Cook. I feel like the fantasy community is too reactionary, because like Dalvin Cook is everyone's number 2. I'm like, I love Dalvin Cook, but I also love Alvin Kamara, and I think that if the quarterback is who everyone's assuming it's going to be, I have him as my RB2. I think he has even more upside, as they don't have a lot of passing options there. And I think he is their number 2 receiver.
So what do you think about Zeke at 5 here?
That's exactly where I have him in my rankings. So I think that is perfect.
Nice.
God, we are never going to get to hell. I'm telling you, we are never going to.
The same is
I
true
also have
for Zeke.
Saquon one spot higher, and he would be much, much higher if they would stop saying they're going to limit his touches. I would have him as my RB1 if they put him right back in where he should be.
That guy
He's
doesn't
made me a
need
little
an
nervous,
ACL or
too.
MCL. The thighs on that fellow will hold his legs together.
I know.
with those
I'm not worried
thighs and
about the injury. That's the same reason I wasn't about Dalvin Cook. He's like an elite level athlete. Like football players are already elite level, and he's elite within the elite. Like he'll be fine.
Yeah. Austin
Jonathan
Eckler
Taylor
rounding out the top 10.
Yeah,
Love
I'm
that.
cool with that. Joe Mixon, perfect landing spot for me. Jonathan Taylor, I do have some slight concerns with. Just I think that we will see a little bit, he has more competition in that backfield than he did last
Right.
year. Not that he's going to lose his job, but you just may see a few, someone get in there for a play or two, take a couple of touches.
I agree. That's why I put him at 8 because I feel like ECR has him in the top 5 and things like that. And I can't do
I'm
that.
not with them.
No.
Marlon Mack is going to take 5
I have
to
him
7
at 10
carries a game probably.
By the way,
Nyheim
Nyheim Hines is actually a very, very good player. A niche player, but a very good player.
Yeah,
Loves
he catch
doing
it. He
backflips
doesn't
in
drop
end
the
zone.
ball either.
He does not. And
Elite level athlete as well. And
Yeah,
Carson
he's gonna
Wentz
get
is
his
gonna
usage.
poach some touchdowns inside the 5 and goal situation.
Excellent point.
True.
Excellent point.
Yeah,
So real
I think
quick,
I have everyone. Oh, I also have Aaron Jones in my top 10. And that's assuming Aaron Rodgers is there.
Right. So
Yes.
we are actually under the assumption that the shit will hit the fan in Green Bay. And
Right now, I'm
waiting for
just
that
ranking
bated
everyone
breath.
as if Aaron Rodgers is there until he is not. And I'm doing the opposite with not Jameis Winston, Watson. So
Yeah, Rodgers is out there in Montana hitting 400-yard bombs into the thin air.
Oh
yeah.
Ryan, are you jealous, bud?
I am a little,
as Brady trolls him.
Yeah,
I was watching some of that yesterday. They were asking him on his golf cart cam. They said, "Hey, what about September 12th?" He's like, "Oh, what's that?"
Yeah,
what
is that?
Playing dumb, and he's like, "Oh, we'll see. I don't know."
Yeah,
like, I'm just trying to
6 iron from
You-
250.
Yeah, you see the video of
2.5 feet.
Brady behind him. He's like, I'm just here trying to pick the mind of the
right.
What's he say? He's like of the Green Bay Packers.
The Packers leader. I'm not sure.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like
Nothing
was
was
that
gleaned
feistiness.
out of that 18 holes of golf.
So real quick, do we have thoughts about these turtles?
It's
We're
amazing.
environmentalists. They're endangered species. We're trying to save the planet.
That's what it is. So these are tortoises, by the way, and I'm pretty sure they're endangered. So I'd say this is a service to.
Do you think they do that faster than they do anything else? Is what I'm
buddy,
thinking.
they do that faster.
Okay, they've got to hump faster.
They
they walk,
savor the moment.
Buddy,
that's what they say. I like to think that they save all their energy for it and they just go light speed when it comes.
That's what I'm saying.
They're just conserving their energy.
God, you get one of those, downhill. I mean, you talk about you really got to get down to make a tackle. Like you cannot arm tackle these tortoises. Like they
man always
right
wins.
through arm tackles, and these are the lowest men.
Yeah, they're not going to do it. They're not going to go through those arm tackles quickly, but they're going to go.
In the best way.
I promise you that turtle hits the hole faster than Lev Bell.
Oh my God. I think we're calling this clapping for experts henceforth.
Yeah.
That was gross. 11 through 20, your thoughts on Cam Akers at 11, Aaron Jones at 12. We already know you ranked him higher. Najee Harris at 13. We know you're down on him. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Chris Carson, Antonio Gibson, DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins, Josh Jacobs, Myles Gaskin. Definitely not saying that one.
Yeah, now you pick and choose. And that's number 20 is Myles Gaskin. Justin, so what do you think? So let's start with Aaron Jones here. What do you think about Aaron Jones at 12? Is this appropriate for you?
I have him much higher. So in my top 10, I love Aaron Jones. He has less effort or less competition there, in my opinion.
Is that Sasquatch chasing a child?
So we'll get to that. I don't exactly know what that is, but that poor child is terrified. Right.
At first, I thought it was an excerpt from Castaway, but he was there by himself.
There weren't any little girls in floral.
Yeah, that's definitely not Wilson.
Yeah, that's that little girl's definitely not Wilson.
I was reminded of another nickname for Antonio Banderas Gibson there.
Oh yeah, nice.
The Desperado himself.
Zorro himself.
Yeah.
I'm actually a really big Aaron Jones fan, and I like his upside for receptions this year. I just put him here because of the whole holdout thing.
Yeah,
but he'll jump to like top 7 probably.
Yeah,
if
I have
Aaron Rodgers gives that word.
7, somewhere around there. Yeah. CEH is perfect to me too. I love that. DeAndre Swift, I think I have lower because I have oh shoot, Jamal Williams higher than most. So
Okay.
I think he'll get some work there.
For sure.
Their offense, oh my God.
I like
poor
that
team.
very, very much. The Jamal Williams. A little light love for Jamal Williams.
Yeah, I think
player.
he gets slept on. He's more talented, he's more talented. He is just behind Aaron Jones, and that's hard to have a light shined on you,
if they were playing the college game, that duo would look like Michael Carter and Javonte Williams at North Carolina.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm also low on Josh Jacobs here. There's a couple of guys one of the guys I love that I have actually at number 11 is David Montgomery. Maybe that should have been my sleeper. I think him and Jonathan Taylor are in similar situations with a new quarterback, having a running back coming in behind them that wasn't there last season, and they both produced similarly. They both produced at the end of last year against bad defenses, and people love Jonathan Taylor for it, and they hate David Montgomery for it.
Yep.
Right.
And the only difference between them is David Montgomery's playing all those defenses again twice this year because they were all in his division. Jonathan Taylor is not. So
I love that so much. Because again, to reference PFF, they fucking love David Montgomery, and I think he is a fantastic player. Very few players broke tackles at the rate David Montgomery did this past year. I think he is a stud. I am so concerned about the loss of Charles Leno and Bobby Massey at the tackle spots for them. That offensive line gives me the heebie-jeebies and the shivers all at once. I hate the situation, but I think he might be good enough to do it anyway.
Yeah, he's been right. He had a disappointing year that everyone went overdrafted him. He didn't necessarily do bad, but he got drafted too high, and people have held that against him since his rookie year. So
right. My only concern too, outside of the line and stuff, is Tariq Cohen.
Yeah,
his
absolutely.
numbers, his splits with and without Cohen, because he wouldn't have gotten all that usage in the passing game last year if Cohen was there.
No, he wouldn't have. But Jonathan Taylor wouldn't have got as many touches as he did last year. If there wasn't a running back holding out or staying out due to COVID.
Yeah.
So
true.
But yeah, I think that he's good enough to still make it there. This is actually lower than where he finished. Where I have him ranked. So it's like I have him regressing, and I'm still have him much higher than everyone else.
Yeah, I like that.
So real quick before we move on, well, two things. First, number 20 for us is Myles Gaskins. What are your thoughts on that placement?
Let me see. I gotta reference my rankings.
Consulting the Oracle.
In the meantime, does anyone have any thoughts? This was the last thing about this Sasquatch person chasing this poor young girl.
Yeah, that Sasquatch person has a belly button and is wearing jorts.
Are those jorts?
Yeah, bud. I think.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh,
and he's encased. He's enveloped in seaweed.
No,
it looks
that's
like he's just a sea creature.
Yeah, he really looks like the bad creature from the lagoon.
Or he just fell off the Carnival cruise line and waded his way to shore, and this is just
like a piece of driftwood.
Yeah, I hope he's not sober. Oh, he might be. This girl might be running away after antagonizing him. Is what I'm thinking.
He's the victim here.
She may have tried to take his protective shell, and he just
Little
wasn't.
Girls are mean.
Little girls can be mean. So let's talk about anything of substance. So Myles Gaskins.
Yeah, I found him on my rankings. Sorry. I have him 2 spots lower than here. So, that's pretty, I think that's a fair ranking for him, obviously.
God, I want to yell. It just hasn't happened yet. We'll see. We got
I am much lower on Josh Jacobs, though.
Okay, that's still not yelling material. Oh,
you
David Montgomery.
Hey.
Hey,
David Montgomery at 21, Raheem Mostert 22. Miles Sanders, 23, Melvin Gordon, Mike Davis, Kareem Hunt, David Johnson, Travis Etienne. Oh, mercy me.
I'm sorry, I couldn't focus. This picture is amazing. The Batman outfit just makes it even
Yep.
better because
Yeah.
it's a onesie. Like he didn't just pee in there.
No, that's been
Yeah.
collecting. Yeah, that's
Accumulating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys don't have
and
a
he's
piss
definitely
drawer?
not hydrated.
Ryan's
got a
girlfriend
piss,
lets him have a piss drawer.
Yeah, we keep bags in the bottom, so so we can resell the we're gonna
Okay.
gift the
No.
drawers. James Conner and Leonard Fournette
No,
after
I'm a little
Travis
bit
Etienne.
I'm a little bit classier. I have a full walk-in piss closet.
Good for you.
I love this
Nice.
very, very much.
You're right.
Yes.
That kid is very, very dehydrated. He needs to drink more water.
Yeah, that's more like apple juice.
Yeah.
I fear this may have been faked and they've just been pouring apple juice in there, but that's gonna ruin the wood. Either way,
Yeah,
It can't be
you're
good.
ruining the wood.
Apple juice is how you get ants.
That's how you
Yeah,
get
you
ants.
want ants?
Lots of simple
If
sugars.
you don't want ants, instead of putting apple juice in there, he was pissing in there, and mom just had
Yeah.
an issue with it, which is a problem.
Yeah,
What a
which I think
downer.
gets rid of ants actually.
Pee gets
Yeah.
rid of ants.
Yeah.
These are
Good
facts.
for your skin.
Also good for jellyfish stings.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's just planning ahead. He's a smart kid.
Yeah.
he just bathes in it before he goes to the beach.
Yeah, he's got a future. Toughening up the hands, like
Yeah.
Moises
Yeah.
Alou.
Oh, I forgot about that one. A whole outfield of just piss
I like to
smelling
think-
outfielders.
Yeah.
I like to think he makes his little brother dressed in a Robin outfit bathe in it.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What do you
Justin,
think
so
of 21 through
Sorry.
30?
yeah, we talked extensively about Montgomery. So especially the rookies. What do you think here? The rookie.
Oh man. Rookie. Which one is Travis Etienne?
Yeah, the one that's
Yes.
Jeremiah Wusu-Kormo's bitch.
Oh my, I have him in this exact same spot. So
All right.
yes, I love it.
Cool.
Mostert, I have a little bit lower, like a couple spots lower than you guys, but not much because I mean that's just trying to figure out, like you said, at what point he gets injured.
Mhm.
Yep.
How many good
And-
games do you get?
Yeah, exactly. And Mostert, I feel like that in drafts, a lot of drafts, I don't mind grabbing him because I know he's
Yeah.
going to give me points, at least in the first half of the
To
season.
start off, yeah.
Yeah, and then hopefully I can trade him away or something like that, so I could get value out of him,
Right.
which is important.
Like a
Uh,
jack in the box. You're just waiting for him to explode.
Yeah,
But
right.
instead of explode, like he injures himself terribly.
Yeah, some part of his body will
Mhm.
explode.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We
Man.
talked a little bit of Mike Davis here. Now we see Melvin Gordon at 24. We see David Johnson at 27. Love me some Kareem Hunt. That is an RB1, literally any fucking where else in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have Javonte Williams up here.
Yeah. So
Uh,
Cole, where were we gonna have Javonte?
As it stands now, I would probably slot Javonte at least in the 25 to 26 range to do a little shifting, probably knock down DJ and Lenny down a peg or two. I mean, I'm pretty much putting him right with Melvin Gordon and or slightly above based on all the hype coming out of camp. I think he's a better player than Melvin Gordon at this point. And Gordon was pretty good last year. He was
Mhm.
a little bit of a shell of himself from years before, but I think Javonte should have no problem surpassing him for touches sooner than later.
I have to say I love your placement of James Conner here because I'm pretty low on him and you guys are lower, which I love.
Now, I thought about Connor a lot too because I feel like he's gonna be like maybe a sneaky value in the later rounds because now Kyler may be the RB1 in the red zone. And he is likely the RB1 of the team, but I think Connor can have some sneaky value for touchdowns. I just don't think Chase Edmonds is not a 3-down back. He's had
I
one.
agree with you, but I think Chase Edmonds unfortunately isn't that far behind James Conner.
Mhm.
I don't either. Yeah. And I think Edmonds is in our top 35 here, if I believe correctly. But
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have him at 31.
Mm.
I think he's a much better player than people paint the picture of him. But as viewing him as a 3-down back, I mean, let me give you a quick story. I traded for Chase Edmonds last year. It was a bad move. I made some good trades and made some bad trades, but I acquired Chase
You won the
Edmonds.
league, so let's.
I did, but I mean, these are the kind of things that made me almost not. Is because I gave up. I went all in on Chase Edmonds that week that Kenyon Drake missed, and he got 22 carries, something like that, and he did virtually nothing with him.
Yeah.
And I was
remember
just
that
like,
week.
oh man, it was like a kick to the nuts.
Yeah, I was also Chase Edmonds owner, so I felt that.
Yeah, I went out and got him. I'm like, God, I got to get this guy. I have Edmonds at 34.
And we will
nice.
take a small moment for grieving later, gentlemen.
Yes,
Okay.
RIP in peace. 31 to 36. This is as far as we got, and this is AJ's former roommate, now former roommate, dressed as an elf. Isn't he adorable? Michael
He
Carter,
is.
Damian Harris, Ronald Jones,
Oh,
Chase
my.
Edmonds, James Robinson, Javonte Williams, and Mighty Moose himself.
What's the occasion in the picture?
He never needs one.
It's
Yeah.
a Tuesday in
That's just
September.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's
that's-
football players back there.
That's
Oh,
just Evan in real life, man. He's-
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
This is
I think he was at an Eagles game. Is it Eagles or Cowboys? Yeah.
I have no idea where he was.
Or is that just a screen of Hard Knocks in the background?
No, that's Adrian Peterson off of his right shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Oh, it
interesting.
is, it
Lodge
is.
back there.
Okay. I wasn't looking that closely. I see
there's
it now.
Antonio Brown. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's a Tuesday in September. This is his everyday attire when he works at the Fresh Market.
He does speak Elvish too. He has an
Oh.
Elvish tattoo
He does
on his
love
arm.
it. Oh.
That's fantastic.
We love him dearly.
Yeah,
We do.
he
we
has
do, man.
inadvertently become a very large portion of the show. So
Oh,
Javonte
man.
Williams is here at 36. Again, we said this is more of a mid-20s ranking.
Yeah.
James Robinson taking a nice tumble. Chase the Edmonds down here at 34. Rojo at 33. We talked about Miguel Carter at 31 for us. And then Damian Harris, who at 32, definitely my breakout. Definitely my breakout.
Oh yeah. And he'll go up if Mac Jones wins the job. He'll
Mhm.
shoot up for
Absolutely.
sure.
Oh yeah.
Just like you said, AJ. I mean, that was the case right there.
I think this is finally the guy that makes that running that generations of this could be back to the damn Corey Dillon days. Finally
For 3
having a
years until his
real
rookie deal runs out.
that's
And they
right.
trade him before they
Exactly.
have to
But
Yeah.
I think this guy is just good enough, sort of that David Montgomery style line of thinking. I just think this guy's good enough. I really think this guy's good enough. So what are your thoughts here, Justin? I'm waiting to yell. I've got nothing for you.
Okay. So I got this is where I have my Jamal Williams range is
Okay.
right in here. These guys I think are all right in there in that that conversation. James Robinson, I have been moving him all over my rankings all off season. I just don't know what the split is going to be there between him and Travis.
It's impossible to know.
Yeah, I think I moved him up some from here, but he was down in this range at one point. So I have to look where I have him in my rankings, but he'll probably, it's just a fluid movement. It's just a wave. It depends how I feel today. And as training camp happens, then that'll start to solidify a spot for him when we start getting a little bit more information.
Right.
Because we don't know what Urban Meyer's offense is going to look like in the
No.
NFL. We have
No.
no
Yeah, it's an
clue
enigma.
what's coming out
It's
of
a total
Jacksonville.
enigma.
Literally
Yeah,
the biggest question mark. Maybe the biggest question mark of the fantasy offseason. What the fuck do the Jaguars look like?
And I was so upset when they drafted Etienne because I
Oh my
love J
gosh.
Rob.
There were
I'm like,
so many beautiful
you don't need
spots where
him.
he was picked.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so upsetting. But yeah, so he could be in there or he could be a top 10 running.
Yeah. There's a lot of rookies this year that could easily end up being the only breakouts, the only ones
Justin,
worth talking about.
Question for you, Justin, on where do you land on the Fournette, Ronald Jones, and even Gio saga?
Oh man, That's another one that's just, I feel like they all hurt each other. There's going to be weeks for
Right.
each of them, right?
Right.
Brady also brought over that Patriots running back situation to
Yep.
them.
Yeah.
I at one point in my life I was a Rojo truther, which did not go well for me.
Oh,
It
bless
was
you.
depressing, and then I finally got off that train, and that was last year, which also was depressing. He outperformed my expectations. But I'm just gonna continue to hate on Rojo and see where that takes me.
Okay.
Along with every running back there.
Spite is the best healing.
Yeah,
It is.
exactly. He's hurt me, so now I wish ill
Yeah.
upon his fantasy production.
Oh, that's real.
Yes, I like that.
That is shall we football thinking.
That's a victimless crime right there, wishing ill upon
Uh-huh.
one's fantasy production.
I try and be as nice about it as I can. You don't want, when the cameras aren't on, it's not that nice.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
It is that
What
time
time
that
is
you
it?
are so
Uh-oh.
dreading.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Lampkin.
What's funny is on my podcast I do, my co-host, he loves to have me pronounce people's names because I mess them up constantly.
Oh, this
That's
is
perfect.
exciting for us.
Yeah, I just roll with it. I don't try to look them up, so I'm just going to continue that here.
Oh,
This
Yeah.
first one looks pretty easy though. DJ.
mhm.
Yeah, nailed
Yeah.
it. This is like what happens when you listen to the GM
Hot
Shuffle
start.
with
Yeah.
Michael Lombardi's podcast. He was a general manager in the National Football League. Can't pronounce shit.
Oh
It's
no, you don't
awesome.
need to. I've learned that. I'm in the, like I said, I'm in the military. We have to do readings of, like, you'll have lists where you're reading people's names. I just butcher them and roll with it. It's their
Yeah.
fault. I didn't name them.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Uh,
love that.
That way of thinking fits perfect. So this is the
All
pronunciation
right.
engagement. This is another thing that we pulled from my former roommate Evan, who again not only can't say these things, but then spitefully gives them new names
Yeah.
and refuses to change in light of the truth. Just looks
Yes.
at the truth in the face and
Wait,
says,
so are these in Elvish?
"These
Yes.
they may appear they may appear to be."
Great question.
So the first one, DJ, great job on the beginning there.
started strong.
This is the Clemson quarterback of present and number one overall draft pick of the future, as we keep saying. First name is DJ. Again, great job. And what is his last name? That's sort of where it starts.
Yeah, it's Jaleli.
That is so much not even.
Almost.
Yeah,
Almost had it right.
yeah.
Right on the, it was right on the tip of my
You were
tongue.
You
so-
almost were sort of not close at all.
Yeah. Oh man, this next one, it looks fun too. I love it when there's a K followed by a P. Like that.
Oh,
just makes,
it's
yeah.
delicious. By the way, that's DJ SWF.
Yeah.
and
Is
our-
that not what I said?
That was
Yeah.
it was not close to what you said. Our roommate, my former roommate Evan, calls him DJ Agunglier.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You just
It's
throw
also
an N in there and it makes
Yeah.
it easier to say.
DJ Ukulele.
DJ
Yes.
Ukulele.
Also known as, yeah.
So the next one is an edge rusher, formerly of the Kansas City Chiefs, a BYU grad, and now in the Bayou playing for the New Orleans Saints. What is his delicious name?
Okay, I got this one.
Mhm.
It's Tano Kapasagagnon.
Oh my God,
Mm.
yeah, that was
Close.
so close. Sincerely,
That was
close.
actually close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tano Kapassignon. Like
Mm.
Colombian.
Oh my God.
Gotcha. Like flaming.
That's-
Yeah.
It's something Colt would make because he's a chef.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this next one,
I feel
is-
like, you know, he's an edge rusher. Like it's like the pass is gone.
oh my goodness, you like he didn't
Right?
get there.
Yeah, he's slow.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
All right.
I love the amount of-
Don't tell him I said that.
Again.
Right.
He's slow. Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
it. So the next one, no fantasy play, no respectable fantasy player should know this name because he shouldn't be on any of the rosters. He's a tight end for the Broncos out of Mizzou. What is his name? It starts out nice and then it quickly devolves into nonsense.
Yeah. Right. I know. Albert.
So
Um,
good, so good.
Yes. See, I'm good with those ones. Aquagabana.
It was phonetically almost there. It was
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
close.
I was hooked on phonics at one point.
Yeah.
Plaudits for the efforts. Yeah.
glad you're in recovery.
Since
Albert
gotten clean. Yeah.
Okwegbenam.
Oh.
Okwegbenam.
It was not. It was close-ish. So the next
Yeah.
one is another edge
I
rusher.
got the first name. Yeah.
Who went to Old Dominion, who I perpetually
go, AJ.
forget.
You
Yeah, dude,
remembered. You
That's for
remembered.
you.
I'm really
That's
feeling it
good.
tonight. It's all the clapping I did this
Because
evening.
I had it for you too this time, just to make sure.
Yep.
Okay.
So he plays for the New York Giants. Not very much. What is his name?
That's O'Shane Z-Mines.
Oh my God. I
Close.
was so hopeful after the first name because we've had the
That's a
last.
good effort, man.
Yeah, that was
It
a
is.
good effort.
It is Ximenez.
Mm,
Oh, what's saying?
it's like a dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next one is the Nickelback, former first-round draft pick out of Auburn.
Not the
Miami
Canadian
Dolphins.
band.
Not the. I don't know what that means. What is his name, Justin?
That's Noah Igbenoghin.
Pretty close.
Almost.
That wasn't
almost.
bad. That wasn't bad. It's progressively
Yeah.
getting worse.
Yeah, it puttered
Better,
off at the end.
better. It's
there.
progressively getting better. I meant
Yeah.
Noah Igbenogany.
Don't worry.
saying that out
I'll
loud.
definitely mess some of these up.
I'm so.
I think you
excited.
got this next one. You
Yeah.
got this one.
So this is a fantasy darling that you should know after 1 week of amazing production, followed by a slide back into the depths of the New England Patriots skill position
And special teams.
depth and special teams depth chart as they do. What is his name?
Yeah. Obviously, Gunner. He's a
That's-
gunner,
that
right?
is so good.
From Bemidji State.
Mm.
Oh, and then I'm gonna go with Olszewski. No,
Mm.
Olz.
Oh.
Dang it, Olz.
Mm, mm,
This
Think
one I
Coach
should
It's
know.
there.
K.
Olz. Damn it, Olszewski.
mm.
Gotta think Coach
Oh, just
K.
kept-
Gunner
Put the shovel down.
Olszewski.
Oh.
Ah, perfect.
We actually had
should've
my
had that.
roommate on to do this, and he just gave up halfway. He's a Patriots fan. Gave up half, and it became Olszewski. So it's Gunnar Olszewski. A little.
Oh,
a
yes, I
little
know
Coach
this one.
K
Ah.
peppered in there. So the
I
next
feel
one,
like these have already just just screwed my mind up. But when you said that, I'm
and
like,
now
I
you're
know
under
this
the,
man.
You're under the bright lights of the Shall We Football
Right?
podcast. Under immense amounts of pressure.
Immense
Yeah, the
pressure.
pressure is just
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
cracking.
it's
Our
stunning.
global
Yeah.
following is watching your every move.
I want to clap more. So this is Navy's head
This one.
coach, proprietor of the triple option. What is his name? Awesome dude.
Ken Numatalolo.
Ah,
pretty close.
I'll allow it.
I'll allow
Yeah,
it.
credit,
Wow.
credit.
More
I really
claps,
wanted
more
to change it
claps.
to YOLO at the end.
Oh, that would have been extra
Because-
points. Just keep that in mind.
Because Ken Niumatalolo only lives once.
Ryan,
Yes, Ken Niumatalolo. The next one is an Oklahoma Sooner linebacker expected to do big things in the Big 12 this coming season for the Crimson and Cream.
That's David Ujwogbu.
Grogbu is right. Yeah. Go with that. A hard G.
I'm like,
Hard
there's
G.
no way I'm getting this one.
Yep.
Yes,
So
and-
if you
and-
have your web browser handy, I do believe you do. Go to the Wikipedia machine, please.
Yes. On any three of the monitors.
Yes.
Yeah.
It might need all three.
You might need all three. Just make a
Type
big
in-
Wikipedia page.
Yep. Type in this name that you see on your screen of the Houston Texans kicker.
Oh, okay. I was typing the last player.
And scroll down to his God-given name. Give us your best shot.
Oh, I see what you did there. I was like, hey, I could get this one. Oh my God. All right. So you want all of
John Christian and then
Yeah,
this
John
part.
Christian.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hey, what? Oh my God. Okay. John Christian,
That's good.
K. Aminiolumuka, Aikio Kumba. Fair Bear.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God, he couldn't have said it any better himself. We
Well
actually,
done.
yeah,
Oh
we
my
don't,
gosh.
we don't pronounce that one.
I was gonna say, can anyone here pronounce this one?
No, absolutely
we-
not. We give you full points for even attempting it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you pass.
That's amazing.
Okay,
That
that's
earns
the
you the
business.
McCorkle
Yes,
Award.
it does. The McCorkle
Pretty much.
Award.
After
Justin
our sweet
Lampkin.
prince,
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Justin
Ooh.
Lampkin.
Oh,
That
go
was
ahead and
Your
rough.
actual
light up a
physical
cigar.
award is in the mail.
Uh-huh.
It is a crystalline sculpture of that beautiful body.
Fantastic. That's
Mm.
amazing. That will go up in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Just like right above. I'm gonna hang it from above my bed. Get a
Oh,
mobile
that's
similar to yours.
so perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
I have mine coming toward me. It's going next to my brassieres.
The Brazier mobile.
Shout out last week's winner, Britt Sanders. Awesome, dude. Again, a huge thanks, Justin. This was fucking phenomenal. Thank you for coming
Yeah, I
on.
appreciate you guys
Hey, would
having
you
me on.
clap? Geez, not you, Justin. Colt, get some fucking clapping. God damn. Okay, that is awesome clapping, gentlemen. Plug your shit
Yes.
one more time, Justin.
Yeah, you guys find me on Clock Management. Also, I got a show that where we cover the Pace League on Warzone Network. On both those are on YouTube. And then follow me on Twitter. That's where I'm most active. And you can follow Pace League on Instagram.
Excellent.
Mm-mm-mm.
That is Justin
Thanks for coming on.
Lampkin. Thank
Yeah.
you so
Appreciate
much.
you
Another
guys
round of
having me.
applause,
This was a
defending
lot
our
of fun.
country, our integrity, and our fantasy football lives.
Ryan, all I'm asking for is one clap at this point.
Oh,
Please, dear God, that's so
you
good.
got it.
Yeah, nailed it.
Got it, bud. Thanks for listening to the Shall We Football Podcast. Please subscribe to our sexually appetizing podcast and on any and all platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google, etc. Leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen. Every episode of the Shall We Football Podcast also available in video format on YouTube. So like, subscribe, and press the notification bell for alerts every time we upload to see AJ's famous shitty PowerPoints. Leave us a comment anywhere to let us know how we can improve this debauchery, maybe create more inclusivity,
Mm,
potentially take our shirts off again.
that's
Don't
inclusive.
forget to follow us on Twitter at SWF_podcast. That's at SWF_podcast.
Read the last part.
Slide into those DMs. Mm, that was gross.